Is this Charles Jacobs? Charles, welcome to the Kuhner Report. By way of introduction, this is a man who for years has been investigating the Cambridge Mosque, the Boston Mosque. He's done some phenomenal investigative reporting. Charles, thanks for calling in and being on the Kuhner Report.
Thank you very much, Jeff. I'm in a taxi on Logan, but here we go. So this is all about Boston, as you say. You have to understand why the FBI has wanted Ahmed Abu-Samra, because he was the partner of Tariq Mahana, and those two had plotted together to do a machine gun attack on the Attleboro Mall that was modeled after the attack in Mumbai. This goes deep into Boston. Abu Samra is the eldest son of a man called Abdul Badi Abu Samra, who is the former vice president of the Muslim American Society in Boston. The Muslim American Society in Boston operates the largest mosque on the eastern seaboard in Roxbury, the Islamic Center, the Islamic Society of Boston's Mosque. The Islamic Society of Boston's Mosque grew out of the little one in Cambridge, where the Marathon bombers went to pray. The Muslim American Society, according to federal prosecutors, is the overt arm of the Muslim Brotherhood in America. This goes deep. Abu Samra's father suddenly left Boston and moved to Detroit in 2006, days after his son was being questioned by the FBI and related to the case. There is and he went to Northeastern, Ahmed Abu Samra, and Northeastern is the place where, for the first time in America, a Muslim campus chaplain, Farouk, his name was, Abdullah Farouk, was fired from the campus by Northeastern's administration when it became known that he, Farouk, the man who was brought to campus to train spiritually and to be the spiritual guide of the Muslim students on campus, was a supporter of Tariq Mahana. And we caught him on film as encouraging Northeastern students to support Tariq Mahana. We caught him on film telling his congregation in the mosque in Boston, it's time to pick up the gun and the sword and go out and do your job. This is very deep in Boston, and it is time, as you say, for the
Charles, I don't mean to cut you off, but do you still have the video? Where's the video? Because we'd love to post that.
We have the video, and I will have my research assistant email it to you, or just tell us how he's listening right now. What's the email?
Okay, Charles, I'll give you Cooksy's email off air, and we'll get that posted up ASAP.
Great.
Charles, I got to ask you this because you've obviously done so much investigative work on this. How radical is the Muslim community in the greater Boston area? In other words, what's the percentage of the Muslims in Boston, and how many of them do you believe are genuinely radicalized Muslims who pose a threat?
Well, we don't know the absolute numbers, but it comes in levels. Look, the problem is the radicalization that's going on among the historically moderate Muslim population. So when these guys came in 20 years ago and opened up the mosque in Cambridge, which was founded by a man who's now also in jail because he raised money for Al-Qaeda, these people are here, they're part of the Muslim Brotherhood, and they are training the youth especially to become radicals.
Hello? What happened?
Society, insists upon having for political correctness. You know the story what happened in England when 1,200 little boys and girls were being sexually abused by Muslims in Rotherham. And I think you talked about the story. And for years and years, people said to the authorities, this is going on, and the police now admit they knew it, but they were afraid to be called racists. And for that reason, it festered and 1,200 lives are ruined. Well, it's analogous to what's happening in Boston. You know, Jeff, we've been telling this to the Boston Globe editors. We've been telling this to everybody we could. Only Glenn Beck told the story. You told the story. We're boxed in. We're blocked out. The truth is not allowed. It's taboo. And that's the problem.
Charles, I got to ask you one final question. Do you remember that story about the Quabbin Reservoir?
I do.
You had these students, these foreign exchange students, just hanging around there at midnight, just out of the blue. They just decided to go all the way out there and hang out at the Quabbin Reservoir. Do you believe that was either a trial run or an attempt to potentially poison the water supply?
I think it might have been a trial run. We won't know. All of the information I'm telling you can be accessed on our website along with the films, www.peaceandtolerance.org.
www.peaceandtolerance.org. Charles, great stuff. Buddy, please hang on the line. Cooksey will give you his email. We'll get that video posted as soon as possible. WRKO.com, The Kuhner Report.